Fuad Rahmat, a social theorist and teacher at Notingham University in Semenyih and also Sekolah Falsafah. Today I was invited to talk a little bit about Freud and connect his ideas to Malaysia, and particularly on the issue of sexual repression. So it was fun discussing with Arlene about why must we think about sexual repression in a social sense rather than just individualist sense. And one of the reasons that we talked about was that how repressing sexual desires is a necessary but unfortunately problematic thing in society, whereby society, through government, through cultures, through religion, through parents, even through communities, has throughout history seen the need to repress sexuality in order for it to maintain some notion of stability or harmony, right? So the most basic way to think about this is how children are always discouraged from thinking about sex, despite the fact that it's widely acknowledged that even minors have sexual desires. So laws, certain forms of education, whether it's religious or secular, are imposed on the population of children in order that they do not succumb to that drive, right? But there are also other aspects of repression that we talked about that is also thrown in the mix. The basic fact about repressing anger, repressing our wishes, repressing our desires. People who live for 30, 40 years of their lives doing a job they don't like, they're repressing a lot of things. For Freud, those things are worth paying attention to because they must go somewhere. So when we repress those drives or desires, they must find some kind of escape. And sometimes this might not be an escape in the same sphere, right? So somebody might be frustrated at his workplace and he represses his frustration year after year, but it goes towards something else, like an alcohol habit or domestic abuse, right? Or we might be angry at a parent, but we cannot do anything about our anger to a parent, and we release it to a child, to our sibling or something like that. So what Freud wants to show was that you have sexual repression as a real phenomena, but because it's repressed, it's harder to talk about, and this has a cost to society where those drives, those basic human drives, will find an escape in other things. So that was some of the things that we discussed, and if you want to know more about it, just check out the podcast.